A long time ago, burnout almost ruined my podcast, but I brought it back from the brink of destruction. Don't let burnout ruin your podcast. In this video, I'm going to reveal to you how I fix my own burnout, and show you how these same steps that I used could be used to fix your own. I started podcasting when I was 18 years old, and I knew nothing. All I knew was that I wanted to tell stories, and I knew how to talk into a microphone. That's it. I wanted to write plays, and so I listened to a whole bunch of audio dramas. I got inspired, wrote a script, and asked my friends to star in it. Then I recorded it, and I published it, and I did it all again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Every single month, I would write, cast, act, direct, compose, edit, do sound effects, and then piece it together and publish it. And I learned really quickly that that was way too much work for one person to do every single month. Lots of podcasters who are starting out wear every hat, just like I did. And that is way too much work. So the first thing is don't wear every hat. Ask other people for help. Ask friends and family. I'm pretty good at writing scripts, but I'm certainly not good at editing them. So early on, I asked my dad if he would mind editing some scripts and giving some pointers. I'm not really good at social media, so I asked if my voice actors would mind sharing some of my posts or commenting on a couple things. And this has all really helped me down the line, because now I don't have to stress as much about these other things. Think of it like this. You've got a 1,000-piece puzzle. And it could take you hours, it could take you days to do it. But if you ask someone to help you, it might take like half the time. And then if you ask 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 people to help you, that puzzle is going to be done in like an hour or two. Remember when I said I was doing it every single month? Well, I got burned out. My mind was tired, my body was tired, and I was just so tired. And in fact, to this day, I've never finished season 2. And this is some of the best advice I give to my clients. Let's say you're releasing an episode weekly, or doing it all start to finish each week. You're gonna burn out. In fact, most podcasts won't actually see 7 episodes or the end of their first year. So, plan ahead, especially at the beginning. Nobody wants to listen to your podcast, nobody wants to hear it, because they don't know about it. And since they don't know about it, you don't need to get it out to them just yet. Instead, you could just make a couple episodes, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7. Get those all in the can. And if you're doing it weekly, that's almost 2 months of episodes. When you get burned out, which you probably will at some point, or life will come up, or you've got to take a break of some sort, some way, you'll have 2 or 3 episodes that you can go through. If you're doing that weekly, that's 2 to 3 weeks to recover if you need to. Just try to make sure that you're always ahead. The reason for this is if you're not ahead and you're doing it weekly and you miss a release date, that can negatively impact your audience. And also, you might feel the stress too from missing your own show, or just knowing in the back of your mind that you have to do your show, but you haven't done it yet. That's why if you stay ahead 2 to 3 episodes, life will be a lot easier when that burnout hits. I said earlier that I never finished season 2 and that the last episodes were never produced, but I kept going. And now I've written 7 seasons. But how could I have continued without season 2 ever finishing? Well, I just kept going. Season 3 was an anthology. I went back to my roots because I found that season 2, the story I was telling, started to bore me, and I really got burnt out with the characters and the story that I was telling. And podcasting doesn't have to be horrible. You don't have to tell stories that you don't want to tell, or interview people that you don't want to interview. That's the whole point of podcasting, especially as a hobby, is it's meant for fun. I let myself pivot and I went back to working on what I wanted to. And when I hit season 4, I made another pivot, in season 5 and season 6. Podcasting is all about finding yourself and hammering out the kinks along the way. It's okay to pivot. Even changing episode structure or changing your show format from a talk show to an interview show. And that's my next bit of advice. Don't be afraid to let yourself change. Follow what you want to do. It could be a small change, such as flipping out the intro music you've had for a while and you've kind of gotten bored of, or a genre change, going from solo scripted storytelling about true crime to interviews with detectives who might have even been on the cases. Podcasting is a broad and incomprehensible topic at times, and burnout can happen in so many different ways and so many different areas. In the video that just popped up on the screen, I answer some of your essential podcast questions that might help you get over that hump.